Number 2. You couldn't have a top 10 countdown without mentioning zombies. Our second most popular story looks at the way Spokane is bringing new life to homes wasting away in foreclosure.
It's a mess.
It is absolutely a mess. They probably stripped this wall to burn for firewood down in the fireplace.
They are called zombie homes, abandoned properties rotting away in foreclosure, and they're doing some really scary things to our neighborhoods.
They bring stolen property here, they trade stolen property, trade drugs, they burn illegal fires, they damage the property, make it almost, so it doesn't have any value anymore.
Right now, more than 1,000 properties here in Spokane are in various stages of foreclosure. Joey Eaton lives across the street from 2 of them.
With transients in and out, folks living in the camper behind one of those 2 houses. I have these 2 derelict homes with abandoned cars sitting out in front of them. It doesn't do a thing for me or my property.
When former owners walk away and lenders shy away from maintaining these homes, code enforcement steps up and tries to secure and preserve the properties. While sheets of plywood make these places safer, they don't bring new life to the neighborhood or put the property back on the market.
Because the only way to abate an abandoned property is to fill the void.
That's why Spokane is now taking lenders to court in the hopes of putting the foreclosed homes into receivership.
A lot of times the title on these properties are so clouded that a new owner can't come in and buy it. The banks can't foreclose on it, so receivership really is the only mechanism to return these abandoned properties to productive use.
That's what happened with this Spokane home. The city won its court case and the property is now going back on the market.
And the thing that we try to do is get it turned around as quickly as possible. Once I get appointed, I get the cleaning crew or whatever to get it ready, get it safe, make sure there's no hazards lying around, and then we list it usually as is. And there's a market and there's a lot of competitive bidding.
In fact, this same home sold in less than a week, and no one is happier than nearby property owner Mike Wright.
Now that this is being taken care of, it definitely makes us feel a lot better. And there's some really good people in that neighborhood that I think are going to be very pleased.
In another innovative approach to putting families back inside vacant homes, the city of Spokane is helping make these properties more ready to re-enter the real estate market.
So our hope is to step in with our grant funds and be able to build community. We want to take on that most difficult house, do the cleanup, remove the trash, secure the house, get rid of the crime, and then do some selective demolition so that we can spin this off to the for-profit entities.
Of course, most cities don't want to be in the realty business or petitioning the court, but the foreclosure crisis is costing Spokane a lot of money. Almost $2 million a year in delinquent taxes, another $1.5 million in police, fire, and code enforcement duties caused by zombie homes. Abandoned foreclosed homes in Spokane have reduced property values here by $94 million.
So it's not just impacting that house or the house next door, it could be the entire block.
And that's why the city of Spokane is taking action. It's the first in the state to require banks to register properties with the city when lenders start their foreclosure. That's because registration identifies who has the loan, who has the title, and allows for more monitoring of the process. But city halls across the state still lack some important tools when it comes to erasing these eyesores and at the same time easing our low-income housing crisis. It looks like lenders may need help fast-tracking the default and foreclosure process for all abandoned homes. And that's why the state needs new limits on the amount of time an abandoned home can sit in foreclosure.
We'd also like, when that house is abandoned, a mechanism so the lien holders can go in and secure and maintain that property so it doesn't deteriorate into blight.
Sometimes code enforcement officials are forced to secure abandoned homes, leaving the city with hefty bills for building materials and hauling away debris. But right now, state law only allows local governments to recover a maximum $2,000 in the form of a lien.
Right now, it's a $2,000 cap. We've had properties within the last year that have been upwards of $30,000 to abate the litter and rubbish on the property. So that's why the priority lien amount should be whatever the city has to pay to abate it.
The elected officials serving cities across Washington state did not create the foreclosure crisis, but with our legislators' help, the damage to our budgets, real estate values, and neighborhoods could be repaired. Zombie homes and the problems they cause across the state are now screaming out for foreclosure reform.
If you look at the totality of everything that could be accomplished with putting these homes back on the tax rolls, getting people living in them and being able to be part of safe, healthy neighborhoods, we will actually have more revenue back to our city and other cities across the state. Please join our efforts to prevent and manage the impacts of foreclosures on Washington cities and counties. You can contact Brian McClatchy, the Spokane City Council Policy Advisor, for more information.